Some men become unstoppable in their lives, while others live a life of mediocrity. Ever wondered what separates a high-value man from the rest? Why is he different from the flocks? What does he do differently? A high-value man, a term we often hear, but what does it mean? And why is it relevant? Is it the ability to achieve success, money or fame? None of those are true. A high-value man is a man who excels in life, exuding confidence and embodies qualities that make him stand out from the crowd. Understanding these characteristics can provide insights into personal growth and improvement. Join us as we go into the world of high-value men and the 10 things they never do. First off, high-value men have big egos, but unlike low-value men, their skills match their ego. It's not about arrogance, not at all. It's about confidence, self-assuredness, and knowing one's worth. Picture an accomplished musician or a seasoned entrepreneur. They possess an undeniable sense of self, a healthy ego, if you will. But it's not just empty bravado. It's backed by years of honing their craft, by skills that they've painstakingly acquired and mastered. They believe in themselves because they've put in the work, and the results are evident. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. This is the hallmark of a high-value man. He doesn't let his ego write checks his skills can't cash. He's not overcompensating or puffing up his chest to appear bigger than he is. So a high-value man's ego is not fragile, and he doesn't have a fixed mindset. At number 2, high-value men are those who exist in the present, but don't forget to lay the groundwork for the future. They have mastered the subtle dance of balancing the beauty and urgency of the present with the potential and hope of the future. They value the richness of each moment, relishing life's transient pleasures, while also understanding that the future isn't just given, it's to be worked for. Hence, they sow seeds now for a harvest they wish to reap in the days to come. Picture a man who not only takes pleasure in watching a sunset, but also has plans in place for the coming sunrise. He is someone who finds joy in the present while also gearing up for what's next. He believes that the best way to anticipate the future is to shape it. To put it simply, high-value men can be compared to expert chess players. They fully immerse themselves in the game, savoring each play, yet their minds are already strategizing the moves much ahead. They live every day as if it's their last, yet they never ignore the inevitability of the future. At number 3, high-value men possess high emotional intelligence. This is a trait that separates them from the pack. It's about understanding and managing not just their own emotions, but also the emotions of others. We will briefly talk about 4 components of high emotional intelligence. The first component of high emotional intelligence is self-awareness. High-value men know their strengths and weaknesses. They are aware of their emotions and how these emotions can affect their thoughts and actions. They are not afraid to introspect and learn from their experiences. Next comes self-management. High-value men have the ability to control their emotions. They don't let anger or frustration cloud their judgment. They remain calm under pressure and are able to make clear, rational decisions. Then we have social awareness. High-value men understand and empathize with others. They are sensitive to the moods and emotional currents in their surroundings. Finally, there's relationship management. High-value men navigate their relationships with grace. They communicate effectively, foster positive interactions, and resolve conflicts in a healthy manner. They are self-aware, manage their emotions, understand others' emotions, and navigate their relationships with grace. At number 4, high-value men are not submissive pushovers. This isn't about being aggressive or confrontational, it's about balance and self-respect. They understand the importance of asserting themselves when necessary, while maintaining respect for others' perspectives. Consider this scenario. A high-value man is offered a business deal that doesn't align with his values or vision. Rather than accepting it out of fear or insecurity, he confidently declines, asserting his principles and standing his ground. He's not swayed by the temptation of a quick gain. He's guided by a deep-rooted sense of integrity and self-assurance. High-value men don't let others walk over them. They're not doormats. They command respect, not by force, but through their actions, their values, their character. They don't shy away from difficult conversations or avoid conflicts. They face them head-on with grace and assertiveness. And why? Because they know their worth. They value themselves too much to settle for less. They know their worth and are not afraid to assert. Like they say, know your worth and add tax to it. Number 5. High-value men put their health above their job. This is not merely about physical wellness, but mental and emotional health as well. These men understand that their well-being is the foundation for everything they do. They intuitively know that they can't pour from an empty cup. They prioritize sleep, exercise, and a balanced diet, knowing that these are the pillars of physical health. They take breaks when needed, understanding that rest is not a luxury, but a necessity for productivity and creativity. Mental and emotional health are equally important. They practice mindfulness, engage in activities they love, and maintain a positive social circle. They aren't afraid to seek help when they're feeling overwhelmed or stressed. They strike a balance between work and personal life, ensuring one doesn't overshadow the other. They don't sacrifice their health for success, because they know success without health is a hollow victory. They understand that without health, success in their job doesn't mean much, because after all, health is the true wealth. At number 6, high-value men understand the boundary between personal life and professional life. Picture a seesaw, perfectly balanced and steady. Just like the life of high-value men who are astutely aware that the scales of work and personal life need to be in equilibrium. They don't let professional responsibilities encroach on their personal time, and vice versa, knowing when to say no at work to preserve their personal space, and when to put down the phone at home to fully engage with their loved ones. Consider an artist deeply engrossed in his craft during the day, but at dinner he's a father, a partner, a friend, leaving his work at the studio door. Or imagine a hard-charging entrepreneur, laser-focused during business hours. But when the clock strikes 6, he's on the soccer field with his kids, work emails forgotten until the next day. Knowing when to switch off work mode and enjoy their personal time is something they excel at. Number 7. High-value men have a huge drive and purpose. This is no whimsical daydream, it's an all-consuming flame that fuels their every action. They're not merely existing, they're living, truly living, with a purpose that elevates them above the crowd. Consider the entrepreneur, relentless in his pursuit of innovation, his eyes set on the horizon of breakthroughs, or the artist, whose canvas is not just a piece of cloth, but a window into his soul, each stroke a testament to his passion. The teacher, who sees not just students but young minds eager to be molded, potential to be unlocked. These men understand that a purpose gives life meaning. It's the compass that guides their decisions, the beacon that lights their path. They're not merely pulled along by the currents of life, but are the masters of their own ship, steering with determination towards their chosen destination. They are not aimless, but are driven by a higher purpose. Number 8. High-value men are not needy around women. This trait emanates from a deep-rooted sense of self-confidence and independence. They don't latch onto their partners, seeking constant reassurance or affirmation. Instead, they stand tall, comfortable in their own skin, and secure in their worth. Consider this. A high-value man is like an oak tree, strong, steadfast, and providing shade, while a low-value man could be compared to a vine, always seeking something to cling to. High-value men understand that their happiness is their own responsibility. They don't rely on a woman, or anyone else for that matter, to fill any emotional voids. They cherish their relationships, but they also value their personal space and respect that of their partners. It's not about being aloof or detached, but about maintaining a healthy balance of dependency and freedom. They are comfortable with themselves and are not dependent on women for their happiness. Number 9. High-value men don't lack internal references. This simply means that they don't allow the opinions or actions of others to dictate their self-esteem or their behavior. They understand that their worth is not contingent on external validation, but rather an intrinsic understanding of their value. Consider this scenario. A high-value man has been criticized at work. Instead of letting this criticism shatter his confidence, he uses it as fuel to improve and grow. He doesn't allow the opinions of others to control his self-perception. He recognizes that criticism is not a reflection of his worth, but rather an opportunity for improvement. Similarly, high-value men don't bend their behavior to fit into societal molds. They are not swayed by the latest trends or fads. They remain true to themselves, following their own rules and standards. They value authenticity over conformity. They follow their own rules and don't rely on others for acceptance. This is the hallmark of a high-value man. They are self-reliant and self-assured, not needing the approval of others to validate their worth. Lastly, high-value men care about a lot of important things. They are not the type to sit on the sidelines and watch life pass them by. They are engaged, involved, and deeply invested in the issues that matter. They care passionately about their families, their work, their communities, and the world at large. They are not apathetic men, indifferent to the happenings around them. Take, for example, a high-value man who dedicates time to volunteering in his local community. He's not doing it for recognition or praise, but because he genuinely cares about making a difference. Or consider a high-value man who champions for green initiatives in his company. He's not just concerned about the bottom line, but also the impact his organization has on the environment. These men care, and it shows in their actions. They believe they can make a difference and are not indifferent to the world around them. So, there you have it, the 10 things a high-value man never does. Remember, being a high-value man is not about perfection, but about striving for growth and improvement and a better you every day. Until next time, gentlemen, stay soulfully synergized.